When you look at your temper, you think this is something that is different these days, or is it still pretty much, this is how Erica
Well,
does
you
it?
also gotta look at it like this. Like I wouldn't take credit for it, but at the end of the day, like I really do. My emotions are so real. So when you saw that girl battling Kimbella, in my mind, really, it wasn't even Kimbella I was fighting. Looking back at that, I'm like, yeah, I didn't see Kimbella there. Like, I know me so well that, like, especially my growth and all the healing that I've done from that to now, that I'm like, had I healed from a lot of things that had happened in the past, I think a lot of things would have been different. But when you're like sexually abused as a kid and violated, and then
You were sexually abused as a kid.
yeah, I was in foster care for a few years.
Really? How old were you when you were abused?
Well, when I was born in jail, so I was like in foster care.
You were born in jail. Really? Your mom was locked up. Really? For what?
My father unfortunately kind of gave her an ultimatum: you drop off this scenario, and I'll give you the money for the crib that you need.
And then she got arrested for that.
Yeah, and just so happened to be like a.
And she was pregnant at the time. How long was she locked up for?
I was born in there. Well, she went in. I was like 6 months, and she didn't get me back until like I was like 4 or 5.
Wow. So she missed out on your whole infant, baby, toddler, terrible twos, all that. So you were in foster care this whole time. Wow. So did someone adopt you at that time, or no? You were just basically waiting.
My sister actually held me down. Lisa, she was 18 years old. She held me down for till like I was 3 years old, and then it was a lot for her. That's when my mom, kind of was just like, I don't want you to suffer. Like, I'll have the state take her, and it was me and my nephew, and yeah. I mean, me and my family have had our fair share of troubles and trials and tribulations. I think that's why now too, I'm so adamant about my mom not working and being such a provider for everybody. I feel like my olders have gone through so much, and I don't know. I work I want to give them everything,
Now, how old were you when you got sexually abused?
I was a baby.
A baby?
I was like still in a high chair.
Really?
Yeah.
So what, 2, 3 years old? By who?
You guys got to read my book. Yeah, underneath it all, it's crazy because I didn't really
I mean, did you remember this happening at all, or really? Wow, I'm sorry to hear that. That sounds absolutely horrible.
But everything happens for a reason, because as much as I've been through, I feel like if had I not gone through all that stuff, I wouldn't be like as tough and as good as I am, Like at 26 years old, I own a house in Florida. I have a place here now. I'm able to send my son to a really, really good school. And my mom, is taken care of. She doesn't have to work anymore. I'm able to help my sisters, take care of my nieces and my nephews. And, for the first time in our lives, this goes down from my mom even to like my oldest sister. Like, we live comfortable. And that feels good, because a lot of people like bash me, but at the end of the day, they don't know how much I have. Right. So, it's kind of weird that and then people are like, how do you deal with it? I don't deal with it, because I look at how much I got and how much I'm able to give my family. And like, we didn't have anything.
Mm-hmm. Now, you were abused at 2 or 3 years old. Did that continue at all?
Pretty much, yeah. Well, until, I got with my mom, and then when my mom got me, like, everything was back to normal. And just that alone, no one knew about that until I was like, in my early teenage years. So I never got treated for it in a sense. I was just this little girl trying to adapt back into normal, ness.